So Dmitry Bivol officially ducked David Benavidez. What a disappointment. What a disappointment. I know I personally wanted to see the Mexican Monster versus Dmitry Bivol. Felt like that would have been, an amazing showdown for all the marbles, for Undisputed. But Bivol decided to go the other way and fight a third fight with Arthur Beterbiev. So what do we think about that? And the magic question, was His Excellency Turki Alalshikh involved in that decision? William P., he definitely ducked. What's the deal, my guy? Oh, first one in the building. Yeah, man, I felt like what else can we really say other than the duck move? It's your mandatory. It was actually headed for purse bid this week, and you decide to drop the belt. So that's a duck. Now, was His Excellency Turki Alalshikh involved? I think so. I think His Excellency was involved. And the reason I feel that way, remember back when Canelo was at the ring party, or it was a ring ceremony for Ring Magazine or whatever. And when he was going to take his picture, His Excellency Turki Alalshikh asked him to not wear his WBC belt. So clearly there's some friction there. And the WBC belt is the one that Dmitry Bivol just dropped right now to avoid fighting Benavidez. And now Mauricio Sulaiman, WBC president, posted about it, how he received a letter from Bivol's lawyer, and the language in that letter was such that he couldn't even repeat. So obviously there's some friction there between the WBC and His Excellency Turki Alalshikh. And to be honest, for me personally, that's a bad situation. The fact that we're seeing His Excellency shifting or molding how a situation plays out, I don't like that. Because now I see that Bivol is being loyal to this guy. And I don't know how many other fighters are going to be loyal to him as opposed to, defending their titles versus that guy, that number one guy who should get that shot. William P., I remember that, and this is why I think Turkey not good for boxing. I mean, I'm already seeing negative things about his involvement in boxing because he already had that little situation with Adames, where he went to the corner of Hamza Shiraz to tell him the scorecards. That was not a good look. They got this TKO league, where they decided to have their own belt. Oh, now we're not gonna deal with the other belts. We're gonna have our own belt. That looks like they trying to build some monopoly type shit. And now this situation, where he said that he wasn't interested in Benavidez versus Bivol. But you're not officially a promoter. You're officially, to my knowledge, you're not Bivol's promoter. You're not Benavidez' promoter. So, but clearly there's a certain level of respect from Bivol, and I guess even loyalty, we can say, when he decides to drop a title and do what His Excellency Turki Alalshikh won. I also remember that Bivol signed his gloves away to His Excellency. Did a little video like, yeah, I'm signing these gloves. And, damn well you wanted to keep those for yourself. But had to give it to His Excellency. So I don't know. I'm seeing the way that situations are playing out, and I'm not liking it. Superman. Nah. Ain't no Disney ducking. Salute, Jay Smith. What's the deal, my brother? Willie Longshop. Hello, people. Come on, my brother. How you going to tell me there's no ducking going on? Benavidez is the mandatory. This fight was going to go to purse bid, and Bivol decides to drop the title right before they go to purse bid. So, that it's not about money. Because if they go to purse bid, Bivol as the champion is going to get 80% plus. He's going to get most of the money. So what is this about? Superman is Turkey. Just like you said, I mean, I see Turkey as possibly having a say so in this whole situation, and I don't like it. That's why I'm saying, yes, there's some there's some positive things about Turkey that we've already seen. We've seen him put together some real good cards. I can't deny that. But this whole situation right here, I don't like it. I don't like the fact that he gets to decide what Bivol does next. This guy's an undisputed champion. And right after becoming undisputed, he's going to drop one of the belts to avoid defending versus the Mexican Monster. I don't like it. I don't like it. William P. Drop the title for Turkey is crazy. Man, I don't even understand how. It's like he makes it public what he wants to do, and he gets it done. That's what he did right now. He said he didn't want that fight. He didn't care about that fight. And now Bivol's going to fight a trilogy, which he also said he wanted. Turkey gets what he wants. I guess if you get involved with him, you got to do what he say. And act like that's what you want too. Superman. They did the same to Usyk. Yeah, but Superman, stripped him of the undisputed. Yeah, stripped him for undisputed. Yeah, my brother, but right now, they could have. Why not allow him to take this fight versus the Mexican Monster? Do they not think he could win it? Is that the case? Do they feel like he can't win that fight? That's messed up, if that's the case. So I'm just saying to myself, you know what? If we're looking at a fighter who's at the top of his game, who just came off of beating Arthur Beterbiev, why not allow him to fight the Mexican Monster? Dmitry Bivol is a big dude as well. And he beat a big guy too in Arthur Beterbiev. So why not? Well, are they scared that he might lose to the Mexican Monster and therefore no longer have any of the titles to fight that trilogy? Where's the confidence? Where's the confidence in Dmitry Bivol from His Excellency Turki Alalshikh? Superman. Yes, they should have let him take the fight, but he destroys David Stock. Eleanor, he lose that. Oh, I mean, that's just an opinion, my brother. We don't know. That fight between them two can play out exactly like Bivol versus Beterbiev 1, where Beterbiev won close on the cards, but won the fight by outworking him and overwhelming him. And that's what Benavidez does. Benavidez, he let them hands go, and he's going to outwork you, and he got that power too. You won't let them hands go with bad intentions. So you have to see. Victor J. Bivol is going to make more fighting Beterbiev, and he keeps his word with Turkey. I mean, I don't know that he's going to make more fighting Beterbiev. I don't know that. I don't know why, but David Benavidez is a bigger name than Arthur Beterbiev right now. So, and Beterbiev is about to be 41 years old, so I don't believe that. Superman, he def got power. Victor J. Benavidez could fight Caleb Smith. Come on, man. Caleb Smith. And no disrespect to Caleb. He a very good fighter. But nah, that's a way step down, my brother, for an opportunity to fight for undisputed. You talking about Caleb Smith? Golly. Come on, bro. This guy was this close to fighting for undisputed. They was going to purse bid. And he going to drop down to fighting Caleb Smith? Come on, man. And Benavidez been waiting for his opportunity, bro. You seen that Canelo eluded him. He couldn't get the fight with Canelo. Moves up. Fights, wins. And now this is what he gets. An email title. Victor J. Turkey is going to pay Bivol more to fight Beterbiev than Benavidez makes with PBC. I don't know how you even came up with that conclusion, brother. Some of Canelo's paydays were with the PBC. Some of Canelo's biggest paydays were with the PBC. Let that sink in. Because I pretty much guarantee you that Bivol is not going to make more money than Canelo made on PBC. Come on now. Come on. What are we talking about here? What are we talking about here? Well, but you're suggesting that the PBC side cannot pay Bivol what His Excellency could pay him. Why not? Where you get that from? How you came up with that conclusion, brother? Come on now. Once you have two big names in the ring, they're gonna generate the money. This definitely not about money. Come on now. It has nothing to do with money. William P. Nah, bro, he tripping. That's what I'm saying. Nah, man. I can't see Bivol making, unless, what's the deal, my brother? I can't see Bivol making more money in a trilogy that he's going to make with Benavidez. I don't see that happening. Victor J, Bivol Benavidez doesn't sell. That's your opinion, bro. I say that it does. I say that it sells more than Better BF Benavidez. Better BF Bivol sells more than that. Come on, bro. That fight sells way more than this one. More people want that fight than they want this one. Like Benavidez has been ringing a bell since he's been trying to get a fight with Canelo. Let that sink in, yo. A lot of people, right now, I'll put it to you like this. A lot of people don't even know who, you tell them that name, Arthur Beterbiev, and they don't know who that is. I don't know who that is. Come on, man. Fame-wise, Beterbiev is not there with Benavidez. William P., you tripping, Jay. Superman, on Lace. You been ducking me, Brody. Oh, y'all ducking each other out here. Punisher, UFC and boxing is lit this weekend. Well, to be honest, I'm not going to be on UFC. I'll watch some highlights, but I will be on that boxing joint. I'm going to be on it, and y'all know I'm going to be calling the fights. Y'all know damn well I'm going to be calling the fights. William P., hit that like button. Hell yeah, my peoples. Hit that like button, man. Real talk. Victor J., Benavidez versus Morrell did what? 150K pay-per-view buys? That's trash. Bivol and Morrell aren't stars. The funny thing about that is that you're not even talking about Bivol's numbers. Look at Bivol's numbers without Canelo. Look at Bivol's number versus Beterbiev 1. And what are you talking about? So you're taking the hater route of only pointing at that guy's number, but not pointing at this guy's number. What are we talking about here, bro? Go ahead, tell me about Bivol's numbers. How much has Bivol done? And I guarantee you that Benavidez is more popular than Dmitry Bivol across all social media platforms. He sells in bigger places and he makes more money. What are you talking about, bro? What are you talking about? Come on, man. Come on, man. Look at if you take away Bivol's purse versus Canelo Alvarez, and now in this trilogy, look at who makes more money. Look at who sells more tickets. Come on, man. Stop. You wilding out, bro. Victor J, Benavidez versus Bivol or Beterbiev versus Bivol, it's about even in popularity. I just don't see what you do. I'm trying to tell you, bro, Benavidez is more popular than Beterbiev. He's a more popular fighter amongst all fans, casual fans and any fans that you could bring up. Benavidez is the most popular guy out of the two. Not only that, the fight with Benavidez would have been for undisputed, defending his undisputed crown. The fight versus Beterbiev is going to be a trilogy minus one title. So the last one was for undisputed. They sold that undisputed throughout the training camp and all the advertisement. It's not going to be for undisputed. Now he's going to be missing one title. Is fight Beterbiev for 3 titles or fight Benavidez for the undisputed crown? To me, that should have been a no-brainer. But this is obvious. The only reason this is happening is because His Excellency Turki Alalshikh don't deal with Benavidez directly. However, he does work with Beterbiev and he works with Bivol. So him having both of them under his umbrella, he wants that fight. He prefers that fight. As simple as that. They don't got to bring Benavidez handlers into the picture. They don't got to make some money for those people over there. It's only about them. That's what I see them doing. The Tavern trilogy makes sense. David gets winner. I don't know that he's going to get the winner. And the reason I say that is because if he's the mandatory for Bivol, and Bivol preferred to drop a title and go do the trilogy, what tells me that he's gonna be willing to fight Benavidez after, when Benavidez is not the mandatory? Because remember, once you're a champion in this sanctioning body and I'm a champion in that sanctioning body, we'll never be mandatory for each other. That's it. A fight could never be mandated, so they have to choose to fight Benavidez. So if when they was forcing him, he didn't fight him, I don't see him fighting him afterwards when he could choose not to. Punisher. Once Benavidez gets a big fight like Canelo or Bivol, and if Benavidez beats either of them, watch his stock rise drastically. He's still young. He'll be a big star. Just watch. I mean, that's the thing, man. Canelo, he looks like he's never going to fight Benavidez. I don't think Canelo's going to fight him. And now Bivol look like he ducking. Let's see how that plays out. Not afraid 88. Benavidez didn't want undisputed. He wanted that belt mailed to email champ. This is PBC way. Bro, but I'm not told. I don't understand how you're saying that because Benavidez was the mandatory and he wanted that fight. The belt only got emailed to him because Dmitry Bivol decided to vacate. Like, that's like you making stuff, bro, out of thin air. Not afraid 88. You're saying Benavidez a hype train. Cool. But he's the mandatory, and it was Bivol who decided to vacate the title. How is Benavidez at fault that this guy doesn't want to fight him? You really going to fault Benavidez for somebody running away from him? Come on, bro. Damn. The Tavern. Benavidez versus winner. A big money fight. I believe it's a big money fight. But like I said before, if they haven't wanted to fight him before, why are they going to want to fight him when they don't have to? Like I said, you know, Bivol is being mandated. Mandated, bro. He preferred to drop the title and not fight him. Go do the trilogy. So, you know, he's being pushed to fight him. He decides not to. Prefers to drop the belt. Why would I believe that now he's actually going to want to fight him if he wins? If he beats Beterbiev, why is he going to want to fight him when he preferred to relinquish the title? I don't know. On Lace, J. Smith, I put 7 miles on the treadmill today. Ooh, salute, my brother. That's what's up. I did a little 6 this morning in the streets and whatnot. Punisher, who will Benavidez fight in the meantime? I don't know. I'm not sure. We gotta analyze and see. I don't know how many options he got because people don't want to fight him. Victor J. Bivol makes an agreement with Turkey. He needs to keep his word. The WBC belt isn't worth burning a bridge with Turkey. Bivol made the right decision. Again, that's your opinion, my brother. The WBC is the most important belt in boxing. The belt with the richest history in boxing. You got to understand, Muhammad Ali wore that belt. Sugar Ray Leonard, Floyd Mayweather, Oscar De La Hoya, Marvelous Marvin Hagler, Tommy Hearns, Duran. Bro, that belt has been worn by the best of the best to ever do it. And you're just going to relinquish that belt to make Turkey happy? And you're saying he made a deal with Turkey. Bro, you don't know nothing about that deal. Where you coming from with that deal? What deal are you talking about? Look, you're saying Bivol makes an agreement with Turkey. You tell me, my brother, what agreement? How do you know about this agreement? And I'm asking you, Victor J. You're saying that Bivol has this agreement with Turkey. Enlighten me, my brother, because I ain't never heard about that agreement that you're talking about. Not afraid. Turkey flew Benavidez out to Saudi to talk about the winner of Beterbiev versus Bivol 2, but left early. That's a duck. But left early? What are you talking about, bro? What are you... Like, you don't even make no sense right now. You don't even make no sense because His Excellency Turki Alalshikh specifically said that he wasn't interested in Bivol versus Benavidez. He said that right after the fight. It's like you making stuff up out of thin air, bro. Right after the fight, when they had asked him about Benavidez, he specifically said that he wasn't interested, that he wanted Bivol versus Beterbiev 3. So don't make stuff up out of thin air about how Benavidez showed up and left early because it's a duck. And that's crazy work, bro. 5-5 Punisher. 556 Punisher, 168 is low-key stacked. That's a fact. Some big boys up there. JJ Zendejas, Chavez versus Sanchez. Woo! Victor J, WBC has made a mockery of itself with some of its decisions, like the franchise belt. You see what I'm saying, Victor J? You're about attacking one side and defending one side. Now you want to attack the WBC. None of that has anything to do with this man being mandated to fight this man, two of the best in boxing. Fans want to see the best in boxing, and they're not fighting each other. Canelo ducked Benavidez. You see, what does Canelo got to... Like, bro, you don't see it, but you're on hater mode because it's like you keep wanting to point. Like, nobody's even talking about Canelo, bro. Do you... Anytime something goes wrong, you just got Canelo in your pocket to pull him out too? Come on, bro. Every time somebody duck, you bring up Canelo. Come on, my G. You call Canelo a duck, but not Bivol a duck. Bivol looks like a duck right now. You got to keep the same energy for anybody, brother. Anytime somebody's a mandatory and the champion drop a title, it's got to be a duck. You cannot say this guy's ducking and then this guy's not ducking because you're giving him a good excuse. You're like, nah, this is not a duck because he already, made some deal with Turkey. Some deal that I'm asking you about, my brother. What deal Bivol got with Turkey? Because I haven't heard about it. You're going to give me some breaking news right here. Let me know, my G. What is it that you know that I don't know? Hash Bass, a duck is a duck. Bivol duck Benavidez. That's a fact. You got to keep the same energy, Victor J. You got to keep the same energy for anybody, my brother. You can't say this guy's ducking. He didn't fight his mandatory. Oh, but this guy's not ducking because he got a good excuse to not do it. It don't work like that. Duck Benavidez to fight Benavidez in a trilogy. Yes, duck Benavidez to fight a guy that he just beat. That he feels like, oh, I could beat this guy. I already beat him. Yes. Duck the guy that might pummel you for the guy you already know you could beat. Yes. Easy work to do that. Last I checked, Benavidez is a pound-for-pound list, not Benavidez. Last I checked, Benavidez is about to be 41 years old, and being on the pound-for-pound list is meaningless when you get older. Father Time is undefeated. Dmitry Bivol already beat him. Now you're going to fight an older Benavidez. Come on now. Pound-for-pound don't mean shit when you get to that age. He already beat him. What does that mean? JJ's in there has J. Smith. You missed my last text about Emiliano. Hold on. I didn't see no last text JJ's in there has about. Oh, okay, I see it. Emiliano Vargas, Fernando Young's boy, is in Mexico right now, singing a fight with Rafael Espinosa for WBO. Ooh. He was my cousin Isaac's house. That's how I know. Oh, that's fire. I seen a post about that, my brother, that he's going to be fighting for a title. But I wasn't sure because then they was also saying that him and the champion were going to fight on the same card. So I wasn't sure if they were going to fight on the same card or he was going to fight for the title. But that's fire, brother. That's fire. Looking forward to that. Yeah. Victor J, can I ask how you scored the rematch? Well, I'll tell you how I scored the rematch, but first, you got to tell me, how do you know about this deal that you mentioned? You said Bivol has a deal with Turkey, and he has to honor it. I never heard about that deal. So I mentioned it already like 5 times to you, and you keep ignoring that. You keep talking about something else, and bringing up somebody else that we're not talking about. How do you know about this deal that Bivol has with Turkey? How do you get that information? William P. Turkey disrespectful. Yeah, he trying to play the WBC. But I'm telling you, this new league that they got with their own Turkey belt, let's see where that goes. Punisher. What weight is Emiliano at? I have Espinosa straight up. Emiliano, I think he's at one. Is he at one? I think he's at 130. 130 or 135. I'm not sure. No, I think he's at 130. But I'm not sure. PRRJ. Hola, muchapa. Tudo tranquilo. Hash Bass. Do you think Shakur dug Zapata? Of course he didn't dug Zapata. Only a hater like you would think that Shakur's taking their ass to purse bid. He already told them we're going to purse bid. Let's see from there. So guess who's going to duck? You decide who's going to duck. They're going to purse bid. Shakur didn't drop out of the fight. I know you trying to hate and you want to hate, but Shakur hasn't dropped a title, my boy. Do you see Shakur dropping a title? He got his title. So where are you getting this duck from? You see the difference? Bivol dropped his title. You just said that he ducked, and I agree. Shakur didn't drop no title. He told him, let's go to purse bid. What are you talking about? Look at you trying to hate unsuccessfully. The Tavern, third fight, chance to be a draw. Then a fourth fight. Anything to stay away from Benavidez. JJ's in there has 140. Oh, Emiliano's at 140. Punisher, yeah. That's why, because Espinosa at 126. JJ's in there has Emiliano's at 140. Victor J, Turkey said it. Turkey said what? Turkey said what? If you find the link, share it. I'll be happy to check it out. But Victor J, before you find the link, let me just tell you, don't find me a link of somebody else talking, of somebody else saying some he said, she said, because we already know people make stuff up out of thin air. I need you to show me where Turkey's saying it, or Bivol is saying it, or somebody from their camp is saying it. Not just some social media goofball that's making stuff up out of thin air and you believe in it. Hacia el Espinosa, qué bola hacer, good job con los Tigres en español, ¿cuándo? Un día de esto, hermanito mío. William P. It's not Link, Victor J. Punisher, yeah, Espinosa and Eliano ain't happening. Makes no sense. Victor J. Turkey said he wants the trilogy. Does that count? You see, you wilding out. Now you wilding out, Victor J. What I'm trying to show you is that Turkey has not signed Bivol. There is no contract between Turkey and Bivol. Turkey saying, hey, yo, I want this fight. That's not an agreement. We could say that's Turkey forcing Bivol to do that. That's Turkey manipulating the situation so he could get what he wants. But he don't got no deal with Bivol. They don't have an agreement that Bivol has to honor. Bivol could easily say, nah, I'm going to defend my undisputed crown. That's my point. That's my point right there. William P. That's what he want. His Excellency Turki Alalshikh got what he want. But there is no contract. Victor J. Turkey never said a contract, correct. Is that he never, my point is, my brother, that he has no agreement with Bivol. He don't have an agreement. You know what he has with Bivol? That I noticed, people want to be loyal to him. You know, for whatever reason, once they start doing business with him, they want to be loyal to him. So Bivol just want to be loyal for whatever reason. And I don't like, as a matter of fact, I don't like the way Turki Alalshikh is moving. I see a lot of little things, like he want to be, I run this, I'm the leader, I'm the boss of all of you. Like, that's the attitude that I see in him. And I don't like it. I see guys, you know, fighting and signing their shorts and their gloves away to Turkey so he could put it in his museum. That's bullshit. They don't want to sign that shit away. That's stuff that fighters and athletes in general like to keep for themselves. But they got to sign it away because, hey, this is this dude, man, and he want this shit. They sign it away. But I guarantee you they all wish they could keep that shit. William P., which tells me, and bad for boxing, I'm telling you. JJ's in the house. Look up People Is Happening. It's online. Victor J. Verbal agreement. Oh, my God. Now you downgraded to a verbal agreement. Come on, man. Now you downgraded to a verbal agreement, which you literally made out of thin air because nowhere has either one of them said that there's a verbal agreement. You got to stop that, bro. You got to stop that, bro. Don't make stuff up out of thin air to make an argument in favor of this side. You're like, nah, he didn't duck because he got an agreement. Now he got a verbal agreement. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. In business, there is no such thing as a verbal agreement. There's no such thing. There's no such thing, my brother. People who go by verbal agreement end up losing, going broke, all type of shit happen to them. There is no such thing as a verbal agreement in business, especially when there's millions of dollars involved. William P. Bivol would have made more money, in my honest opinion, versus Benavidez. Of course he would have made more money. Of course he would have made more money. He would have without a shred of doubt. Look, let me put it to you like this. Look at the level of popularity between Benavidez and Beterbiev. Popularity is what sells. Popularity is what makes the most money. Not only that, it's an anticipated fight. People want to see the Mexican monster with Dmitry Bivol. You already seen Bivol versus Beterbiev twice. We don't need it. It's cool they want to do it a third time, and we're going to watch it, but we don't need it like we need Benavidez versus Bivol. Of course not. Victor J., I think you need to look at it as if you are Bivol. I mean, I am looking at it as if I was Bivol. If I was Bivol, I would go fight Benavidez. Yeah. Victor J., will you tell Turkey to basically kick rocks and go fight Benavidez? That's exactly what I would do. I don't have to tell him to kick rocks. I tell him that I want to defend my undisputed crown, that I don't want to vacate. Your beef with the WBC, that's between y'all, but I'm not trying to vacate my title. That's the thing. So our boxers are going to start turning into little bitches for His Excellency Turki Alalshikh? I don't like that at all. I don't like it. You see, I'm the one to revolt and be like, fuck out of here. I'm going to fight who I want to fight. I don't got to deal with you. I don't got an agreement with you. I'm fighting who I want to fight. So the answer is yes. I would have sent them to kick rocks. JJ's in the house. Verbal agreement was when men were men. And that was a long fucking time ago. That's it. Ain't no verbal agreements. You know how many times I've seen people try to enter verbal agreements and get sued or lose everything, lose their entire business because we had a verbal agreement. Shit, I had a verbal agreement with a couple of people that shitted on me. We had a verbal agreement, but guess what? My name wasn't on the contract. Oops. Come on now. Ain't no such thing as a verbal agreement. Fighters could do whatever they want if they don't have an agreement with another person. Hash Bass. Isn't Shakur telling Turkey to kick rocks? Shakur is telling Turkey to kick rocks. That's right. That's right. But that's the thing. Shakur is really him. He's about that. He ain't going to kiss nobody's ass. But a lot of fighters, which is what Dmitry Bivol is doing, are going to kiss Turkey ass and do what he say, do what he want. It's not a lot of fighters that are going to do that. William P. Shakur is telling him kick rocks. Facts. Shakur is basically saying, yo, you say you're going to pay me this much. Now you want to pay me this much? Fuck out of here. You wilding out, buddy. Go over there with that. And what's happening now? They're going to purse bid. And in purse bid, Shakur is going to get about 80%. So now what's going to happen? Who's going to drop out? Who's going to say, forget it, we don't want this fight? Time will tell. We're about to find out who's ducking who. William P. Shakur's telling him to kick rocks. Punisher. Random question. Do you know Jorge Romero Paez? Oh, Jorge Maro. Of course. I know who that is. El Maromero. Maro. Oh, you spelled it correctly too. Maromero. Yeah. Jorge Maromero. Yeah. I know who that is. He was a great fighter. Great fighter. So, listen. When it comes to Bivol versus Beterbiev 3, the trilogy, I agree. That's going to be a good fight. I'm not saying it's not. But when you have someone who you already fought twice and you have another person coming into the picture, I want you to fight this other person. Because I already know what Dmitry Bivol versus Arthur Beterbiev looks like. I've seen 24 rounds of it. I know how this next fight is going to play out. I mean, win, lose, or draw, whoever comes out on top is going to play out similar to the first two. We already know it. Someone's going to win by a small margin. That's it. Now, when you bring Benavidez into the picture versus Dmitry Bivol, we don't know how that fight is going to play out. I got people telling me that Bivol He's gonna make it look easy on Benavidez. So that's the fight. And then for all the marbles for Undisputed, that was the fight to make. That was the fight. Bivol should have sent Turkey to kick rocks. Punisher, I would like to see Benavidez back at 168. In the meantime, a lot of fun fights there for him. We're not going to see that, my brother, because Benavidez already said he was struggling for a long time to make 168. And, you know, as the years pass, it's even harder to make that weight for him. So that's it. He chose to move up. Part of the... Remember, he was only clinging on to 168 to try to get that Canelo fight. That's it. But he doesn't feel comfortable there, and I don't think, you know, especially after fighting at 175, I don't think he'll ever go back down. I don't think we're going to see it. JJ Cinder has boxing politics once again. Once again, my brother, there go the politics getting in the way of the fights. Ibrahim Magby, for who will see my comment, the person who succeeded, person who failed many times, don't give up. Anonymous Gaming, let Bivol get his trilogy with Benavidez. Next will be Benavidez for Undisputed. You know, Anonymous Gaming, I don't know if it's going to play out that way. And the reason I say this, if Bivol preferred to drop a title, drop his green belt, instead of fighting Benavidez to get that trilogy, I don't think if he wins, I don't think he's going to fight Benavidez. Because now Benavidez is not going to be a mandatory. So if you didn't fight him when he was being mandated to fight you, why would you fight him when it's now optional? Only if you feel like it. So I don't think we're going to get that fight. And then, of course, what if Bivol loses to Benavidez? What happens then? Benavidez is not going to want to fight him now. And obviously, he's not going to have a title. So we're talking about the difference between Benavidez versus Bivol for the undisputed crown, and possibly Benavidez versus Bivol for nothing, for Benavidez WBC title only. So I don't know, my people. I just think that, you know, I don't like His Excellency's Turki Alalshikh influence in this fight. It seems like, you know, that's what he wanted from the beginning. He expressed it, and that's what's going to happen. It's going to play out the way that he wanted it. So he won. He got it his way. But it makes me wonder, you know, what is the influence His Excellency Turki Alalshikh is going to have on fighters? And, you know, their decision on who their opponents are going to be. Are we going to start seeing more and more fighters that are loyal to His Excellency Turki Alalshikh, so they're saying fuck the sanctioning bodies? I don't know if that's the route that they're headed in, but taking into account that now they're going to have their own league for boxing, you know, His Excellency and Dana White, how is this going to play out? Is this going to be more common where they tell champions, yo, drop that belt? We're going to go get this Turkey belt. Maybe, you know, I'm wondering if that's part of the plan. If Bivol versus Benavidez 3, if the Turkey belt is going to be, you know, involved in this. Or even if they're trying to do something to where they do like the debut for that league with Bivol and Benavidez, which that would be crazy. That would be crazy if they did that. But I don't know how it's all going to work out. If they're going to have to drop the other 3 titles to go fight for that Turkey belt, I guess. I don't know how that would even play out. But I just don't like it, man, honestly. That's just my personal take. I feel like, you know, but listen, my people, everybody knows, man, Benavidez earned his opportunity. He earned his opportunity to get that Canelo fight, and he never got it. Moved up, fought, won, became mandatory, and now look, he gets a title emailed to him and shit. So, you know he don't want to be no email champ. He want to be the champion. Benavidez was this close to fighting for undisputed. And the moment Bivol decided to drop that WBC belt, it was all over. That's it. So yes, I believe it's a duck. Duck move. Now, there's one way that I would take these words back. If Dmitry Bivol happens to win the 3rd fight versus Arthur Beterbiev. And after that, he decides to fight Benavidez, which would be for undisputed, because one will have 3 titles, the other one will have the remaining one. So if that was to happen, if he fight Benavidez right after Beterbiev, I'm with it. I'm with it, and I take my words back about the ducking. There was no ducking. But as of right now, quack, 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 quack. That's what I see. Ducking. You know, you got to call it what you see it, my peoples, and I can't call it nothing else. That's my personal opinion. I know somebody going to knock me. There's some people that already call me a hater. And I'm like, wait a minute. So when this fighter decides to drop a title and not fight their mandatory, they're ducking. But when this one decides to drop a title and not fight his mandatory, oh, he's not ducking. This is different. What happened is that he got a good excuse to do this. And I don't want to hear that shit. I'm not trying to hear it. Michael Walker. What's good, my brother? What's good, Michael Walker? You probably seen it already. Officially, Dmitry Bivol is dropping the WBC title, and Benavidez is now the WBC email champion. He automatically became the champion without having to fight him. Now, the topic of conversation, was His Excellency Turki Alalshikh involved in this decision? I believe it's obvious, taking into account that His Excellency said that he didn't want or wasn't interested in Bivol versus Benavidez. When Canelo was going to take a picture in the Ring magazine ceremony, he didn't want the WBC to be worn for that picture. His Excellency Turki Alalshikh didn't want it. So obviously he got a problem with the WBC. And now Dmitry Bivol drops his WBC title and avoids a fight with David Benavidez. So I don't know, man. I don't like it. That's my personal opinion. That's why I said, there's some good things that Turki Alalshikh has done in boxing already. Some good cards that he put together, good fights. But right now, I don't like his influence, what he seems to have been able to manipulate. And is that because of him, we're not going to get the Mexican Monster versus Dmitry Bivol. He wanted part 3 between Bivol and Beterbiev. That's what he's going to get. Punisher, the WBC is the best. It's iconic. Bro, the WBC is widely considered the most important title of them all. It's the WBC. Every fighter who we can say was amongst the greatest to ever do it wore that WBC belt. They specifically went after that WBC belt. Every big name we ever heard of. Punisher. Turkey is tripping for real. I mean, I think he's flexing his power and showing, hey, the fight that I want, that's the fight that's going to happen. But I don't know, man. Is that really what Bivol wanted? Did Bivol really want to do that, or His Excellency told him, this is what you got to do? This is how we rolling out here. In nicer ways. Hash Bash. What do you think about the Ram versus Rolly? It's going to be invite only. Yeah, that's another thing that was a misconception, because they said it was going to be free, and it's like, wow, this is awesome. It's going to be free. A lot of people are going to be able to go to Times Square. And all of a sudden, nope, it's going to be by invite. And a lot of people won't even find out what you got to do to get invited. And obviously, it's going to be very limited. It's going to be the press, an exclusive group of people that's going to be invited. Fans. I don't believe it's going to be that many. It's going to be mostly people that are working the event or close to people or related to people in the event. So I don't like it. I know that the people that are in the buildings, that have balconies facing Times Square, they'll be able to watch the fight from their building, from their apartment, whatever. But most people won't be able to watch it. On TV, I'm sure it's going to look good. The optics, the ring set up in the middle of the skyscrapers and all that. I know it's going to look good for us that's watching it on TV. But I think it sucks that people won't be able to watch it in person. I'm anticipating that this same thing may happen in Alcatraz. So all of a sudden, I'm not as excited as I was. I mean, I was telling people, I would pay a month of my paycheck to go to Alcatraz and watch that fight live. But That might not even be an option. So it is not as exciting if fans cannot be there to witness it. Michael Walker, we all know why he's ducking. He don't want to get that ass whooped. I'm gonna assume he don't want to get that ass whooped by the Mexican monster. Terrence Crawford, my nigga Jay Smith, what good with you, fam? What's the deal, Terrence Crawford? You already know. We talking boxing. The whole situation with Dmitry Bivol, Arthur Beterbiev. What's gonna happen, man? Like, why did Dmitry Bivol not fight David Benavidez? Why did that fight not happen? You know, that's what should have happened. I feel like it's a duck. And I don't like the fact that His Excellency Turki Alalshikh seems to have controlled that situation to turn out the way that it did. Punisher, they better cover the building's views. If I can't watch, and neither should they. Just kidding. You imagine they put blocks on top to make sure people can't watch it? Nah, they're not gonna do that. That's gonna be cool. There's gonna be some people that from their living room window they'll be able to watch. So for them it'll be a crazy experience. Terrence Crawford, in my interview on your channel still scheduled next month on the 22nd? I guess so, bud. Can I bring Bo Mac with me? You could bring Bo Mac with you. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. So, Bud, what do you think about that fight with Canelo Alvarez? Are you going to knock him out? Let the people know. Victor J. Bud avoiding the smoke at 154. Oh my goodness, Victor J. You're one of the PBC fans, or every single argument of yours is like the PBC fan arguments. Look how easy it is to answer that, Victor J. How is Crawford going to be avoiding 154 when he's trying to go fight Canelo at 168? You don't make no sense. Boots fight at 147. A division below where Terrence Crawford is the reigning champion. You don't make no sense. That's why when you hate on somebody, you don't make no sense. You try to make sense, but it doesn't. It doesn't make sense, bro. Come on now. You got to understand, Victor J. Bud is going to 168 to fight Canelo Alvarez. And you're talking about Boots, who, by the way, he offered him a deal to fight on BLK Prime, and Boots chose not to fight him. I'll remind you that as well. Punisher, motherfucker going to be selling tickets to watch the fight from their balcony. Yo, that's a good idea. I actually thought about that. Like, yo, y'all should sell tickets and have people go to your house. Have people go to your house and watch it there. They'll pay. Terrence Crawford. Hell, for sure, my G. I'm getting a knockout and celebrating at Omaha with the crew. You see that? Bud's going to knock Canelo out. Announced it right here. Ozzy, what do you think about Bivol vacating the title to fight Benavidez? I think Bivol duck. That's it. Bivol duck. I have to call it how I see it. Because we got to keep that energy for every fighter who vacate and avoid their mandatory. We can't say that guy vacated, he ducked, but this guy vacated, oh, he's not ducking. This time is different, though. We got good excuses. Everybody who vacate ducking. Champy, not sure if I call it a duck. Bivol fought Beterbiev twice, a real killer. I don't think he's ducking anyone. The point is, my brother, he fought Beterbiev twice. That has nothing to do with Benavidez. He beat Beterbiev the second time around. So he already knows he can beat him. He don't know if he could beat Benavidez until he step in the ring with him. Terrence Crawford, y'all tell me how y'all want me to fight. I got you. Just do you, bud, and knock him out. Victor J, I can't subscribe to that Bivol duck theory. Hey, it's the same thing as other champions that you call the duck. You got to keep that same energy. Got to keep that same energy. Punisher, Kendrick Lamar, capping, but I'll keep it neutral as always and make the best man win. We shall wait and see. It's going to be a great fight. It's going to be a great fight. Canelo versus Bud Crawford is going to be competitive. They're both going to do, big things. Ultimately, Crawford is going to win by unanimous decision. Victor J. Bivol is a second on my pound-for-pound list. Ozzy, he gave the belt to Benavidez, though. That's what I'm saying. Champy. Victor J, same here. I got him at number 2. Hash Bass. Terrence Crawford fight Lara at 160. Oh my God, you're over here looking for opponents for Bud Crawford now. Look for opponents for Tank Davis, my nigga. That's what you need to look for. Always looking for opponents for everybody else, but never looking for opponents for Tank. Come on, man. Punisher, I got Canelo. I got Canelo getting his ass whooped. That's what I got Canelo doing when he fight Crawford. Crawford gonna put the beats on him. It's that simple. That's just the way it's gonna play out, my people. Ozzy, to be fair, Bivol giving him a third fight is respectable. I'm not saying that is not respectable because we already saw the first 2 fights and we know the type of fighters that both guys are. But Ozzy, this is what I want you to consider, my brother. We've seen 24 rounds of Bivol versus Benavidez. We know how the next 12 rounds are going to play out. We know what type of fight it's going to be. This guy might edge it out, that guy might edge it out, but we know what type of fight it's going to be. We don't know what Bivol versus Benavidez is going to look like. We don't know. So I would prefer Bivol fight a new face, a new opponent, than fight the same guy for the 3rd time, bro. Come on, the 3rd time, the same guy? Nah, I'm not with it. Punisher. I would like to see Tank versus Matias. That's a good fight. But Tankomaniacs are going to say, nah, because Tank is a 135-pounder and he cannot fight at 140. Hash Bash, the rematch is what Tank is doing. Yeah, it looked like the rematch is going down with Roach. Punisher, at 140, no weak rehydration clause. Nah, I don't think that's going to happen, bro. I don't think there's even a possibility of that happening. If Tank move up to 140, it would be to fight a guy who's never won a title and never faced a champion. He's not going to go fight a guy like Subriel Matias, who even though he lost, we know he's a legitimate champion. So I don't even see that happening at all. Tank staying at 135. He's going to keep ducking Shakur. He's going to keep ducking Teofimo and Devin Haney. And, Lomachenko, when he's 40 years old, he's going to fight him. That's how I see this whole situation unfolding. I don't know. Maybe they surprise us. Maybe we finally see Tank Davis fight one of the big names. At this point, it's like that would be crazy. That's unbelievable. Ozzy, do you think Loma can still beat Tank? Honestly, I'm not sure. And I say that because Lomachenko has been inactive. He's 37 years old. I think he's going to be 38 soon. So at his age and the time of inactivity, I don't know what type of effect can that have on him. Now, if Lomachenko can show up in the best shape of his life and perform at the highest level that he can, I believe that he'll beat Tank. But the odds are against it. We all know Father Time is undefeated, my peoples. You just never know how far is an elite level athlete going to be able to take his body. Like Pac-Man was able to win. Beat Keith Thurman at 40 years old. But Pac-Man was a very special fighter. So was Lomachenko. So I think we have to see the type of condition Lomachenko is in. If he's in great condition, I believe he can beat Tank Davis. Yeah, that Loma is the one ducking. I don't think Lomachenko is ducking. He took a break. He didn't go fight somebody else. It's not like he avoided the fight to go face somebody else. He took a break. The guy's 37 years old, bro. At that age, you need a break. Love more Hinduism. I don't think Tank will get past Roach. I've been telling people, Tank versus Roach, if it happens, I got Lamar Roach winning that fight. That's how I see it. Punisher. Blame the fans settling for less. Fans are guilty of a lot. Victor J. Champion Bivol since 2021, beating Canelo, Soto, plus already had wins like Pascal and Joe Smith. I don't see those prime caliber wins on Bud and an old resume. I don't understand what was your point of bringing up who Bivol faced to then pivot into Crawford and Inoue. I don't see the correlation. You see, Victor J, you don't even realize it, but that's like a casual fan argument that you're making. It sounds real good, but I'm going to tell you why that's a casual fan argument that you made right there with Bivol's opponents. You tell me who are the people that Crawford could have faced at 147 that matched those guys. You tell me who are the people that Inoue could have faced in his division that matched those guys. So you're making a comparison as if Crawford had those type of opponents in his division and he chose to duck them. That did not happen. The same with Naoya Inoue. So you're making, although they seem good, but those are horrible comparisons. Horrible comparisons. You're like, look, Zurdo has turned into a great win for Bivol. Okay then, but who from Zurdo's category would you compare at welterweight or at 116, 118, whatever it is this guy fighting at? So it's like you're making some crazy ass connections to try to hate on Crawford and Inoue, or to try to uplift Bivol. Come on, bro. For you to give flowers to one fighter, you don't have to hate on the others. You don't have to. That's why I'm telling you, like, you got like hater tendencies, bro. Like, you can't just give this guy his credit. You gotta hate on these guys and diminish these guys. Cause I don't need to tell you, well, guess what? Terence Crawford been undisputed in 2 divisions, and Bivol only been undisputed on 1. What you said right there about those names, it's opinion. You're sharing your opinion about their opponents versus this opponents. That's your opinion. But guess what? Accomplishments are not opinion. Accomplishments are facts. Terence Crawford has won titles in more divisions than Dmitry Bivol. Inoue has won titles in more divisions than Dmitry Bivol. Terence Crawford and Inoue have both been undisputed in 2 divisions. Bivol only been undisputed on 1. So accomplishments, Crawford and Inoue have more than Bivol. You see? And I'm only making that comparison because you chose to make that comparison. Yeah, that butt is 38. Facts. Manny Pacquiao was 40 when he beat Thurman. It's all about the athlete. That's what it's all about. That's why every fighter's prime doesn't start at the same time, and every fighter's prime doesn't end at the same time. There's guys that are washed up by 33, 34 years old. Terence Crawford was putting the Swiss beats on Errol Spence when he was like 35 years old. 36. Oh, come on now. We got to see. At 38 years old, Terence Crawford is going to put the Swiss beats on Canelo Alvarez, who, by the way, is going to be like 36. Crawford is like 2 years older than Canelo. It's not like he's an old man and Canelo's a young buck. Punisher. Inoue versus Nakatani and throw in Bam in the mix. I need those fights badly. Ooh. Listen, Inoue versus Bam is going to be a heck of a fight. A heck of a fight. I hope it happens, sooner rather than later. And I think it's going to be explosive. There you have it, Love More Hinduism. Canelo's 34. I think he's going to be 35 soon. If Canelo's 34, then Crawford is not 38, how somebody just said. He's still 37. Check the age. Oh, no. His birthday was recently. His birthday was... Did he turn 38? Y'all tell me, my peoples. Can you check the age for Terence Crawford? Did he turn 38 or 37? Y'all tell me, my peoples. Because I know the difference between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Buck Crawford is not no 4 years. It's not no 4 years. You see, you a hater, that. You a hater. Adding years to Crawford. That's what haters do. Try to make them seem older than what they are. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy work, bro. Real talk, man. Real talk, that's crazy work. But Canelo was 36 years. Floyd Mayweather was 36 years old when he put the beats on him. Remember when he made it look easy against Canelo? Floyd was 36. They actually try. You see how the haters, how their logic goes? They make stuff out of thin air, make the fighters older, just say anything to hate. Come on, man. Let's keep it an honest live where we promote honesty, where you don't need to make stuff up to hate on somebody. Come on, man. Hash bash. Crawford is not Floyd. I never said Crawford was Floyd. Who said Crawford was Floyd? You can't be talking to me, bro, because I didn't say that. Love more Hinduism. Floyd can't do that. Not Bud. Floyd can do what? Floyd retired undefeated. Right now, Crawford is undefeated. And you said Floyd can do that, but not Bud. Well, Floyd couldn't become undisputed in his whole career, and Bud did. You see, Bud could become undisputed in 2 divisions. Floyd didn't become undisputed, not even in 1. There's some things that Bud Crawford did that Floyd never did. Take that. You see? That's what you gotta understand, my peoples. Floyd Mayweather do not hold every single record that there is to hold. There's things that other fighters have done that Floyd never did. Crawford did things that Floyd never did. Bud did that Floyd was not able to do it. You hear me, love more Hinduism? How you said Floyd can do that, not Bud? Well, Bud can do that, not Floyd. He couldn't become undisputed. Bud did it in 2 divisions. You see, that's the thing that I like about accomplishments. They're not up for debate. We can't argue them. You can't tell me, no, there's a way that Floyd maybe went undisputed. No, it never happened. You cannot debate what the facts are. Victor J. I'm not the biggest Floyd guy, but he beat real Hall of Famers. But nobody's saying that he did not beat Hall of Famers. He still did not accomplish undisputed status. Pacquiao never unified, so Bud is better. I never said Bud was better than Canelo either. I said that Bud, or that he was better than Floyd. I said that he accomplished feats that Floyd Mayweather did not accomplish. Pacquiao, okay, you can say that, but Pacquiao won titles in more divisions than Terence Crawford. That's what the point is. That different fighters hold different accomplishments above each other. That's what greatness is about. You did this more than me, but I did that more than you. You accomplished this, but I accomplished that you didn't accomplish. So Terence Crawford accomplished things that Pacquiao and that Floyd never did. Yes. That shows you the level of greatness that you're talking about. Hash bash, just because Floyd made it look easy, that doesn't mean Crawford will do it the same and Floyd beat more champions. Made it look easy? What are you talking about made it look easy? Like, what are you really talking about, bro? Did you see Floyd versus Maidana twice? Did you see Floyd versus Castillo twice? Did you see Floyd versus Oscar De La Hoya? Well, that was a split decision. Made it look easy. What the fuck are you talking about? Floyd did not. There was fights that he made him look easy. He didn't make all fights look easy. Nobody does. Nobody does. Victor J, does it matter who you beat to become undisputed? I mean, you got to keep that same energy across the board. Devin Haney beat 1 reigning champion to become undisputed. He still gets the credit for the youngest undisputed champion in history. And when we give him the credit, we don't say, oh, he only beat Kambosos to become undisputed, right? We just give him his flowers for becoming undisputed. But with Crawford, you want to dissect. See, that's the difference. You cannot dissect with one opponent and with the other opponent just look the other way. Come on now. Okay. You got to keep the same energy for everybody. Victor J, Devin Undisputed is the weakest. It is. He beat 1 champion and that was Kambosos. And Kambosos may never even be champion again if he don't beat Richardson Hitchens. So, but at the end of the day, when it's time to give him his flowers, people just give him his flowers. We don't bring up that he only had to beat Kambosos to become undisputed. He gave his flowers. Victor J, how easy did he have it? But again, people don't bring that up. It's not about whenever you read about Devin Haney becoming undisputed, they're not writing, oh, Devin Haney became undisputed, but he got it easy because he only had to fight Kambosos to become undisputed. Then the other titles were vacant or emailed or whatever. They don't write all that stuff. They just write that he was the youngest undisputed champion, and that's it. Love Mohindo is a Kambosos. It's a gatekeeper. We're about to find out. We're about to find out. Now, I tell you what, though. He's not a gatekeeper. And I'm going to tell you why he's not a gatekeeper. He's getting his own title shot. He's going to fight Richardson Hitchens for the IBF title. That's not a gatekeeper. A gatekeeper is the guy that you're not going to get a title shot. You already got enough title shots and you got beat up every time for a title. Now we're going to have you, these young guns, they're going to have to fight you, prove themselves versus you so they could get a title shot. That's a gatekeeper. But if you gain your own title shot, you're not a gatekeeper. He might become that if he loses to Richardson Hitchens, but he's trying to get his own shot for a title. He's trying to show that he's not, a one-shot deal with Teofimo Lopez, that wasn't a fluke. So we'll see how that plays out. Kambosos versus Richardson Hitchens. Can he pull off another upset? Because y'all got to remember, he upset Teofimo Lopez. He was expected to lose that fight. So we're going to see. We're going to find out, my people. But anyways, man, I'm about to end this live. I want to give a shout out to all of you for dropping in, talking boxing, showing some love. And by the way, my peoples, tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, we're going to be back on. We're going to be talking about these fights. And did Benavidez, we see he's the Mexican monster. Is he the boogeyman too? Canelo ducked him, and now Bivol ducked him. We got to talk about that, my people. We'll be going into it tonight, getting into all the details. And any updates that come out throughout the day, we'll talk about that as well. Y'all already know. You already see it. I'm Jay Smith. This is Box Center, your favorite boxers' favorite boxing show. I'm out of here, my peoples. I'm going to talk to y'all later.